This is Valley News Live at 10.
Good evening, everyone. We begin with breaking news out of East Grand Forks, where police continue to search for a man who jumped in the river around 4 this afternoon and hasn't been seen since.
Valley News Team's Alex Larson joins us now live from near the scene with the latest on their efforts. Alex.
Hi, Stacy. Hey, Justin. It doesn't look like a scene now, but just a short while ago, this lot was full of responders. Here's some video I shot earlier of the very active scene. They just finished clearing out of the area right before our newscast to find the man who East Grand Forks police say they first came across when they responded to an unwanted person at an address about 10 minutes away from where I'm standing right now. The man said he was going back to Grand Forks and left the address. Then about a half hour later, East Grand Forks police say the man had jumped off the Sorley Bridge into the river. Emergency responders tried to throw buoys and life jackets to him, but he was unable to grab them. They eventually lost sight of him and were here searching. They had search boats out and there were many responders here standing by the water. No word yet on if they found the man, but responders again have cleared out. Stick with Valley News Live as we keep you updated with the latest on the ongoing investigation. Reporting live from East Grand Forks, Alex Larson, Valley News Live. Stacy, Justin.
Thanks, Alex. You see it's getting dark there now. Officers say they know the man and they will release his name as soon as they finish their investigation.
Continuing coverage on the devastating storm damage left after storms ripped through earlier this week. Tree trimming businesses are working overtime to get things cleaned up. Bear Tree Services phone line has been ringing nonstop. Owner Bear Bull says the strong winds have been creating a dangerous situation in many people's yards, especially if there are signs of rot in the trees. But he says be aware, even healthy looking trees could break with how strong the winds have been.
Things that people don't even notice right now. It kind of creates months and years of work, really, with cracks and splits, and it's hard on these trees when they get those really high winds.
And a look at Lakes Country now, where calmer waters today meant several businesses were finally able to start the cleanup efforts after those storms Monday night. Crews fished out docks from the middle of lakes, flipped pontoons back upright, but neighbors say there is still a boatload of work to do.
We're looking at almost 6,000 pounds of lift and boat that essentially just caught a gust and snapped.
Yet to officially meet with their insurance agent, but they estimate Monday's storm caused about $70,000 worth of damage.
Whew, and as Hutch tells us, we're not out of the woods completely. Another round of storms may be on the way. He joins us now with a first look at the forecast. Hutch?
Thanks so much, Stacy. I got to tell you, it's nice to have a little break in between and a break from the heat and humidity as well. A beautiful Wednesday across the area. Gorgeous setting sun. Only a few high clouds drifting overhead. Now, we do have a few showers along the international border. Let's put that radar up full screen so you can take a look. As heat and storms are set to return Thursday and Friday, we'll have hour-by-hour timing on that in a moment. Along the international border, Roseau County heading toward Lake of the Woods, just a few sprinkles, some thunderstorms well to the north of that. As we take a look, the rest of the region, very quiet. Temperatures still warm. We're talking 70s still for many of us in the Southern Valley, a few 60s showing up here and there. All in all, quiet weather, quiet wind. Now, over the next couple of days, that humidity, that sticky air that was here through the weekend is set to return. Here it is, way down here with the deep green colors. Dew points in the mid 60s and 70s there. It's going to take a bit of time, but that will work its way up in our direction. And Thursday we'll have a few storms really late, but Friday looks to be more widespread. A better chance of severe, all modes of severe weather possible. Large hail and that damaging straight line wind threat will be the greatest, but when these storms first fire up, we could indeed see the risk for a few tornadoes. Tonight, nice and quiet, and that continues. I'll have hour-by-hour details on what you can expect as we go through a very hot close to your work week and a stormy one as well. We'll let you know where the threat is greatest on Thursday, where the threat is greatest on Friday, and when.
All right, thanks, Hutch.
Tonight, 2 Polk County Sheriff's deputies and 2 Highway Department employees ended up in a Maple Lake near Mentor, Minnesota after their airboat that they were on tipped and sank to the bottom of the lake. The sheriff's office was helping the Highway Department install buoys along the east shore of Maple Lake this morning when that airboat tipped over. The sheriff's deputies were taken to Essentia Hospital in Boston with non-life-threatening injuries. The highway department personnel that were there were all not seriously hurt. All four, they say, were wearing life jackets. The Grand Forks Sheriff's Office dive team was called in to help recover the airboat.
New for you tonight, gas prices are still hovering around $5 a gallon on average nationwide.
President Joe Biden is calling on Congress to suspend the federal gas tax, provide some type of relief. But many economists say that's just a Band-Aid solution for the real issues. Valley News Team's Nishay Taylor has details.
Well, according to that one, it cost me $98.41.
Ron Anderson is like many motorists, feeling the effects of rising gas prices. President Joe Biden is now proposing that Congress put a 3-month pause on the federal gas tax.
By suspending the 18-cent gas tax, federal gas tax, for the next 90 days, we can bring down the price of gas and give families just a little bit of relief.
He's also calling on state government leaders to take the same action to help ease the cost at the pump.
State gas taxes average 30 cents per gallon.
But not everyone is convinced this is a feasible solution for fixing the problem in the future.
Certainly, it's a bit of relief, but I think it's short-sighted. We got to think of the long term.
A finance professor at Concordia College says there are some drawbacks to the Biden administration's proposal.
Gas prices right now are expensive because there's an issue with supply and demand. If Biden is trying to make gas cheaper, then it would have the indirect effect of people probably consuming more gas, and so it's going to actually push prices up. Pre-tax.
The federal gas tax provides a critical fund used for the country's infrastructure, and suspending the tax would cost the Highway Trust Fund $10 billion.
I think it's a pretty silly thing when they passed a huge infrastructure bill just a little while ago, and now they're going to take the federal gas tax off and lose all that money to infrastructure.
But President Biden says he believes the country can afford the gas tax break while using other revenue resources to pay for the country's infrastructure. In Fargo, Nishay Taylor, Valley News Live.
Several states like New York and Connecticut have already suspended their state gas tax.
Well, while conversations about this proposal circulate on Capitol Hill, both of North Dakota's senators have released their opinions on the proposed gas tax holiday. Kevin Cramer stated the policy is a step in the wrong direction, saying, quote, "The American people aren't asking for 18 cents of relief. They want the Trump energy policies back. Asking Congress to suspend the 18-cent per gallon gas tax is a feckless motion to Americans paying $5 at the pump," end quote. Meanwhile, Senator John Hoeven's input was similar, stating, quote, "President Biden needs to reverse course on his harmful environmental policies and work with us to empower U.S. domestic energy production. That means unlocking our vast taxpayer-owned oil and gas resources on federal land and supporting the construction of pipelines and other facilities that are needed to get energy to the market," end quote.
New information tonight out of Grand Forks. Tomorrow is the first court appearance for the man police say fired shots within city limits on Sunday, narrowly missing several children. Kyle Jeans is charged with 4 counts of reckless endangerment, 1 for each of 4 little girls playing outside in the area at the time. That's according to court documents. The shootings took place along the 1900 block of South 12th Street. Investigators found several shell casings on the ground. Police say they are aware of other media outlets reporting that this event may have been in retribution for an incident in East Grand Forks last year, adding there are no ties.
Fargo English and theater teacher who was fired from South High yesterday following 10 hours of deliberation in executive session by the school board has now also been terminated from his position at Trollwood Performing Arts School. The executive director at Trollwood tells us Kevin Kennedy will no longer be involved with the program after 10 years as an instructor there. Kennedy was terminated from Fargo's public schools with cause after students reported Kennedy touched them without permission and pressured them into inappropriate conversations. North Dakota is getting almost 6,000 COVID-19 vaccine doses for children, those between the ages of just 6 months and 4 years of age. And you can start making appointments for your children now if you like. At Essentia, parents can start scheduling appointments for tomorrow. Sanford Health will begin administering the doses to kids ages 6 months to 4 years on Friday.
Congratulations, Lily!
All right, you've got to check this out. A Grand Forks dancer not only performed on the national stage last night, but she won. 15-year-old Lily Goring won NBC's show Dancing with Myself, taking home a $25,000 prize. She's lived in Las Vegas for a few years now, but she trained at Dance Etc. in Grand Forks for 10 years. One of the judges, Nick Jonas, told her during last night's episode that she blew all the judges away, and she has big plans for her prize money.
I win that money, I am definitely getting that car. I'm about to get my license. I'm ready to be skirting across Vegas in a brand new car, baby.
Another challenge she had to overcome during the competition, other than learning the choreography and perfecting her acrobatics, is that she's deaf in one ear. Congratulations to her, and shout out to the dance instructors up in Grand Forks.
Still ahead tonight, a group of roadsters are trying to drive off with $50,000. We'll take a look at the competition on its way to Fargo.
And we're going to be cruising right back into some hot weather as we head toward the close of our work week. Thunderstorm chances return. Let's enjoy tonight, though, shall we? Gorgeous skies across the valley, beautiful temperatures, not much wind. I'll have hour-by-hour details on how it changes coming up next.